Welcome to the first of 3 Hall of Chaos at Dragonmeet 2019. We'll just go around to say who you are, where people can find you or know you from, and basically who you're playing tonight. So, starting with Nuno.
Hello everyone, my name is Nuno. I'm from the London RPG community here in London, and you can find me online at jnunotex, everywhere where people find people online, basically.
Fantastic. Next we have Matthew.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm basically a rando, I guess.
That's fine. Got anything you want to plug?
I run a terrible Instagram account at Fruit Spike and Moon, but...
There we go, that'll do. And finally, for this episode, because we might have someone else, but they are not here yet, they may join later, but for this group we have Belry.
Hello, it's me Belry, I'm waving again, even though none of you can see it. You can hear me probably wherever you're listening to this, and all the other Penance stuff. So yeah.
Yes, so everyone has generated their character. So what are you all playing tonight?
Hello everyone, I'm playing Professor Remington, a human archaeologist.
Fair enough. Matthew?
I'll be playing Fritz, a tabaxi who was raised by hippos until he was 5 years old.
Fantastic. And Belry?
Hello,
Oh god.
I'm Marvin,
Oh no.
the gardener.
This isn't a joke or something.
Sort of. It's one of the I can't think of a character on last minute characters.
Marvin, not the guard.
No, that was Martin.
Oh, Martin, that's fine.
Martin was the
Martin.
potter.
As long as it's not Martin, it's fine.
Marvin, who's completely different.
Okay, so the concept of this game is you go through the first door and you need to try and find your way to get through the second door to get out of the room. There will be hazards in the way, death may happen, stupid decisions may happen, and generally just going to have fun with it. So,
I am very prepared for this adventure.
Very curious choice. I have at the same time chalk, but also blackjack.
Oh. Don't see why that's so suspicious. There's a blackjack on the equipment list, and the professor's really amused with that.
Oh, there at the bottom. I thought you meant like the card game, not so much the small cudgel.
so small cudgel you whack the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this
I'm
context.
absolutely going with the cards game, because fun.
Either that or there's like the thing that isn't tutti fruities. No fruit salads. Oh, it's like
Small liquors.
they're very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so basically what happens is you start a small corridor, you open the first door, and inside the first room, in the middle of the room, there is a dollhouse. Quite, large dollhouse. There's about 10 dolls just lying around on the floor. The room seems identical to the dollhouse in almost every way that you can see immediately. What do you want to do?
Well, I have a friend who's very much into making model... Oh shit, they don't exist. Model cart systems. Because trains don't exist, I suppose.
No, trains don't exist, Mark. You want to do anything? You want to just...
I would like to admire it from a distance.
Can I open up the dollhouse?
Yep.
I open up the dollhouse to see where the dolls are inside.
Okay, you open the dollhouse, you see that the room that all the toy dolls seem to be in is quite identical, including all the furniture, to the house room you're in right now.
Is there a tiniest dollhouse?
There is, yes.
Damn it.
Just examine the tiny dollhouse within the dollhouse.
Yes.
Okay. You pick up the dollhouse, the room begins to shake all around you and tilt. What do you want to do?
Where's the exit?
There's a door at the other side of the dollhouse. The door seems to be locked tight.
I probably attempt to carefully open the clumsily snap by accident the equivalent door on the dollhouse.
Okay, roll me strength.
Oh, we won't be very pleased about that.
I mean, it would be dexterity for what I was intending to, or what Fritz was intending to do anyway. I just have to think the snapping off would have been funnier. Oh well. So there's a 3 on dexterity to try to open.
3 in dexterity to try and open the thing. Okay. You put your paws in, you try and open it. It seems to be stuck tight as well. So with a bit of wiggling it might come free. Or maybe a bit harder tugging it might come free.
I mean, it's not right to touch another man's model. I did that once and my friend wasn't very happy. We haven't spoken.
Afterwards I self-flagellated. Marvin! Oh, Marvin! Oh, Marvin!
Martin was very angry at me. We haven't spoken in years.
Prof, can you ever go with this?
Well, of course, it's not my forte, and I'll have a look. Let's just flick the little door open. The tiny one, not the...
Roll strength.
4.
4. So basically that's anytime you get maximum number on the dice counts to crit.
Oh, there you go.
Anytime you get the minimum number, it will always count as a crit fail. Just to let you know.
Good to know.
So 4, you flick the little door on the dollhouse. The door, basically at the back of the room, shutters open very violently, and cold air starts blowing in towards you.
Well, at least I've done it.
Okay. Are you going to examine it further, or are you just going to leave the dollhouse?
How big are the dolls? The main room size ones.
The main room size dolls they look like they're the average human height if they were standing in the room, though there is one that looks almost identical to all 3 of you. Like, individually identical to all 3 of you.
I steal Mini-Me's clothes because it's cold.
Okay. You start investing in the doll immediately, you start feeling colder.
I checked to see if something equivalent is...
No, you seem to be wearing clothes, but your skin's reacting like you're not wearing it.
That's my decision.
You start redressing the doll.
I redress the doll. And then start picking up all of the dolls and huddling them all together so that they're all warm each other.
Are they just huddled in the middle of the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but it's gotten comfortably warm. All of a sudden.
Comfortably warm?
No, uncomfortably.
Yes.
Oh no.
Climby even.
What's that smell?
The draft, probably.
You all begin to feel like you're warm in particular places. It's like you've got a weight on you, but there's nothing there.
Pick up the dolls and separate them, because this is weird and uncomfortable. Nope, no physical contact.
Okay.
That's what my wife says.
You're married?
I was.
Oh no. So there's a story here I don't want to get into.
Yes, it's probably for the best.
Yes, anyway.
What's marriage?
So what you're going to do now, the door at the back is now lying open. You going to do anything with it?
I shall approach the door and see where it leads.
It seems to lead into a small corridor like the one you were in before you came.
Well, this is a way forward. Maybe we should take it.
I attempt to take the Fritz doll with me out of the exits.
That's fine. You walk through the door, all 3 of you, and
Yes.
you are walking through with the Fritz doll in your hand. So you now have a toy Baxi doll.
I wonder if you feel yourself touching your chest as you grab the doll.
Feel a closeness you've never felt before. So as you walk into this corridor, you hear a sort of loud thunk as the door shuts behind you, and then the sound of an unlocking noise and another door opens in front of you. As you stare into this room, you see a sort of long, narrow catwalk leading straight across to another door. What do you do?
How narrow is the wall? How high is the ceiling?
The ceiling seems to be about maybe 2.5 meters up, like it's not as high as it usually would be. And the catwalk across is maybe about 2 meters across. You can walk double, like at least 2 abreast. But there does seem to be like sides to the catwalk that goes along, and it seems to sort of have a sort of section of it removed later on where you notice there's a ladder.
Catwalk. Is it like solid? Is it like a mesh?
It's like a sort of metal, slightly rusted metal.
But like it's not like that stuff you see in the movie. That's got like the holes in it.
You mean mesh?
Yeah, that's the word I used originally.
No.
Okay. No, not like mesh. Like I said mesh, but like not where the bits that left on, like as thin as mesh. It's like if you punched holes out of it. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
You do.
It's not, but it's a solid sort of metal walkway.
It's solid. It's solid.
As you start walking along this walkway, your feet make sort of loud noises on the metallic, and you hear the sound of something snoring beneath you.
Oh, stop it! No one moves! Need to approach this with caution.
I've got that. Very. Doing a diagram that's holding up when it's the size of a postage stamp and I'm like at least 2 meters away from you doesn't help. And don't just flip your page over and draw bigger, it's not going to help.
It looks like a Connect 4 board.
It is not a Connect 4 board.
I feel very attacked right now.
That's alright then. So,
I poke my head over the edge and see if... Because the cats can see in the dark, so even though we didn't necessarily bring a lamp, maybe I can see down.
yeah, you look over, you see beneath you at least 2 or 3 that look like sort of mangy sleeping bears.
Oh dear.
Wow. The hippos what raised me told me a thing or two about animal handling, so I might know how to get us out of this mess.
Okay.
Even if I don't know what my next course of action is. That's an 8 on a d20.
8 and a d20, okay. You immediately remember that every animal of that size must like water. So, do you have anything liquid on you?
Does either of you have a drink?
I have a lamp with oil in it.
Same, actually. That's not really... You shouldn't drink that, by the way.
You shouldn't, but it is liquid.
Just do a normal d20 roll to see if you grab the lantern off him.
A 4.
4, yes.
Yeah, that was...
Grabbed immediately by the complete belief that you know what's going on here. You grab the lantern off him, rip the bit off and start pouring the oil into the bears. And it just sounds splashing down below. You hear the sort of sound below, but... And you notice the bears are beginning to wake up, but the stench of kind of kerosene is just really, really strong now. So what are you going to do now?
That was my favourite lantern.
Why would you do that? Now the bears are awake.
That was the last thing my dad left to me. That what's happened to the voice. I've lost the voice. He's just gone into high squeaky.
I thought I only put the oil down there. I didn't throw the... I thought I only put the oil down there. I don't remember throwing it.
That was my dad's oil.
Okay.
Sacred oil.
Are you going to try and get the lantern back?
I mean, I'm a gardener. I don't think I'd fare well against bears.
No, I meant off.
Off for it.
Oh, I thought you threw it down at the bears.
No, I emptied out the oil.
Oh yes, I would quite like to have my dead dad's lantern back. Yes.
Right.
Roll strength to try and see if you can get the lantern from.
Oh no.
We roll XP.
That's a 4
4
on an 8.
You try and tussle for the lantern. Because both of you want to be 20 to see who wins this epic fight.
Ooh, it's 13.
Ah! Victory!
Martin rips it from your grasp. So can you roll me a d20 to see what kind of it is?
That's 11.
11. You grab the lantern and rip it from his grasp. It flies clean from your grasp behind, and you hear the sound of a spark. Beneath you, the flames begin to erupt, and the sound of howling bears can be heard all around.
Father, no!
So, you're now standing on a catwalk, a metal catwalk, beneath which there is quite a large amount of fire. What do you want to do?
Well, now that I think about it, it's okay because we're on a catwalk, not a bear walk,
Fritz?
so we're safe.
I don't think that checks out.
Can I roll nature to see if that checks out?
Sure.
Can I roll nature to contest his claim
That's 15.
on a d20?
Yes.
That is more than I could possibly have rolled by 2 on a 12. So maybe he does know his stuff.
Yep. You immediately believe that he must know his stuff because he tells you. He's a gardener.
Yeah.
Yes, I know all about bears.
Yes, bears. Scourge of the forests.
Well, before the flames consume this entire room, I, Professor Remington, am going to run. I run through the catwalk to
You
the other
run to the
side.
counter to the side, you find the door at the other end is locked.
Oh dear.
It's locked!
To the side of the exit, there seems to be a ladder that you can kick down to lead down into the pit with the bears. As you look down, the bears are half of them are on fire and running around, the other half seem to be trying to run away from the half that are on fire.
Does there seem to be anything down there with the bears?
Not that you can see. All you see is basically an inferno with this occasional bit of fur running around.
It's odd to look at, really. Of course, knowing my luck, the key's going to melt or something if we leave it down there. I'm just assuming there's a key down there, judging by the nature of the game show. Dungeon.
I see no key!
No, I'll be honest, I'm not. I don't really see any keys. It doesn't seem a very good place to keep a key, all things considered.
Why would anyone place a key with bears? That makes absolutely no sense.
Well,
Meanwhile, I look for a key.
unless any of you knows how to work a lock, is a lock kind of trapped?
No.
So I can't use dungeoneering for lockpicking.
No.
You'd think that would be some transferable skill. It's odd how that works out, really.
If you wonder why there's no lockpicks on the general supplies, it's because the test group used it far too often, so it got removed.
So
So if you want to be angry at anyone, you can be angry at the test group.
Fair.
Professor,
Yeah?
here's a knife and fork. See what you can do.
What?
Can he lock?
Okay.
Can he pick locks with my cutlery?
Roll me intelligence. Let's see if you get on with the intelligence.
Intelligence is my dumb skill. It's a 2.
You snap the knife in the lock. The lock maybe jams now.
I don't think so. That was a silly idea. But I did it because I respect you.
Oh well.
At this point, you know the kettle is beginning to get quite hot underfoot.
out of little more than desperation, can I cast my fishing rod into the bear pit and hope that maybe there's a key down there?
Roll me a d20, Belry. Knowing my luck, you'll get a natural 20 and I'm going to try.
Nah, 11.
You cast your fishing rod into it. You feel that you've got a bite.
Oh, I've got a bite. It must be that key. They have teeth, you know.
Obviously, reel it in.
That doesn't work on an audio format.
Roll strength to reel it in.
What's my strength? Not very much. That's 6 on an 8.
Okay, you reel it in. As the cord gets tighter and tighter, you realise you've got the one bear that's not on fire, and it's slowly dangling off the edge of the catwalk.
That's quite impressive in its way.
What's wrong fishing rod?
Yes. Mother picked them well.
Did she then?
Yes, she liked to fish. She used to go for herring in the lake, but she never did very well because herring is sea fish.
Interesting. I once met a lady in a lake that was after herring, and I told her it wasn't possible.
It must have been my mother.
Only one person would be foolish enough.
Yes, my mother.
Exactly. Was her name Claire?
Let's say it is. I never knew. I always just called her Mum.
Somehow.
That's a bit rude. Then again, I don't think the hippos had names.
You know what? It's getting quite warm in here.
Yes.
Maybe we should do something about this.
So, as I said, the catwalk is beginning to get dangerously hot, and the floor is beginning to start glowing red.
Fritz, you're kind of a cat. There's a catwalk. Do something. Okay, don't do anything.
Right.
Marvin, do something.
Who's strongest? I don't know how that mechanism works, but it's probably the weakest part of the whole thing because it's got the most pressure, right? So if you two hoofed onto the javelin, we could get enough force behind it that we might be able to knock. Or is the shovel better for that, actually?
What mechanism?
Sorry, I'm rather occupied by holding this bear.
Oh, I think you can put it down.
That would be very rude.
Could we also set fire to the last remaining non-burning bear?
Yes. And that's probably some sort of war crime.
Actually, got an idea. Doesn't know that the whole burning thing's our fault, right? Reel it in.
Okay. I reel the bear in.
Okay.
So Barrington, door, open, please.
Roll strength to reel the bear in.
That's 3.
Okay, you reel the bear in. As soon as the bear comes over the top of the catwalk, you notice it's incredibly rabid.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
And here I am out of my veterinary supplies.
You two, that away a bit. Bear, open the door. I roll animal handling to convince the rabid bear to open the door. That's a 14 on a d20.
That's not bad. You convince the bear in response. Bear response charges at. The two of you roll d20 please to see which the bear charges at.
Oh, that's a 17.
2. It charges at you. Bear charges at the professor. That's a 3.
I've heard about this. He has what they call animal magnetism.
Yes. 3 is the left arm. It breaks your left arm.
Oh no! Why must my natural charm be so good?
So it doesn't charge the door then?
No, it charges the professor who's standing next to you.
Oh.
And the bear seems more agitated by the fact that the catwalk beneath his feet is burning him. Because the smell of burning flesh is getting quite strong now, because the bear got here.
Is this a good time to point out that I have a crowbar?
Yes, that is a very good time to point it out.
Okay, what are you going to do with your crowbar?
I don't know, I've never used one before. It just seemed like a useful thing to bring.
Use your intelligence to see what you can work out to do with the crowbar.
And that's 4 on a 10.
You think it must be putting the crowbar somewhere useful. You try and put the crowbar into the bear's face.
Yes, I shall use it to dissuade the bear.
Roll strength.
What's my strength again? That's a 3.
The bear does not take this lightly as you pierce its cheek with the crowbar.
The bear has not been dissuaded.
The bear decides to savage you instead.
Oh dear.
Good.
5. 5 is the left arm. And 9 is bleeding. So you rips your arm open. You're now bleeding quite heavily all over the floor, and it's sizzling as soon as the blood is hitting the ground.
Now how am I supposed to tend to the petunias? Those are a flower, right?
This
Correct.
is definitely not my fault.
So, The bear has now savaged 2 of your colleagues, so you going to do anything about it? Fitz?
I take the javelin and point it at the bear so that the least scary direction it can go is towards the door that I wanted it to open.
Okay. Roll the intimidation. Let's see animal handling.
What's me?
A 2 on a 20? Really?
The bear charges towards you.
Right into the javelin, I will not.
The bear shoves the javelin through your stomach.
You had it pointed the wrong way.
You are now impaled into the wall by Rowan Chaplin with this savage bear inches from your face trying to chew your face.
Well, this is quite the situation, isn't it?
Yes, it's what my father would have called a sticky wicket. At least we're doing better than that guy over there.
As everyone turns to look, what guy over there?
The one who's impaled on his own javelin.
Oh, that's true.
Why is he so close to the wall? What is it? Oh.
So what the two of you going to do is you watch the tabaxi impaled onto the wall with the bear snapping inches from the
How impaled are we talking?
javelin through the gut and into the wall.
Would it be reasonable to take some of the viscera, drape it over the door, thereby tempting the bear to charge at the door?
Let's say roll intelligence to see if you can pull this off.
I mean, this doesn't sound like a plan that would roll intelligence, but sure. That's 8 on a 10.
Okay. You put this up, the bear turns its attention to you and charges forward.
Sorry about this, it's him or me. You are him. You are me even.
The bear charges through you and the door.
Huzzah!
The door is open, your body is broken and crumpled beyond belief.
Oh dear.
So,
I crawl, or roll, or tumble, or even if I just simply get dragged by the intestines that have wrapped themselves around me and the bear, thereby somehow entering the other room.
okay.
Hope.
You basically are in a crumpled mess on the floor, you were dragged into the corridor. Are you just walking into the corridor?
I follow suit, but before I go, I grab a piece of intestine first and wave it and then run through the door.
Okay, the bear does charge backwards, dragging the almost dead Martin.
Oh no! I was almost free!
And as the professor sort of drags his way into the door and the door shuts behind him, for the two remaining of you, everything goes white. But 3 minutes later, the professor stands and the door opens in front of him, and as if by magic, the other two of you reappeared.
Oh,
Fully
hello.
healed. You look at your bodies as in, was that a dream? I'm not really sure what's going on here.
What took you so long?
Do I still have the toy tabaxi threads?
No. You lose everything. When you die, you lose absolutely everything you had on you that wasn't in your original starting kit, but you do regain everything you had in your starting kit.
Okay.
Welcome back. I was definitely sure that this would happen. I did not leave you to die.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
I've been here all this time. I was wondering what took you so long.
After seeing how spicy it got in there, I was wondering why this was rated 3+, but...
So, as you walk through, the door opens, and as you see in front of you, you see a massive, it looks like sort of pit. Actually, it seems like it cuts along about maybe 2-3 meters, and then it cuts down. Ahead of you looks like it seems to be a vast pool of jelly. What do you do?
I dive into the jelly.
Okay. Let's roll a normal d20, see what happens.
19, is it tasty jelly?
You jump in, you bounce into the air, and as you bounce into the air, a massive tentacle comes out of the water and grabs you.
It's a tasty tentacle.
It's a quite slimy tentacle that's slowly pulling you down underneath the jelly itself. Are your two compatriots going to free you before you're pulled under?
I mean, it looks all alive to me like your classic slime mold. I do have a wood cutting axe. I'm not sure how well that will do against slime mold, but I will try my best.
Okay, roll strength.
What was my strength again?
D8.
Why do you remember but I don't?
It's written in front of
That's 6.
6, okay. You charge forward and start hacking lumps out of the tentacle. The tentacle spins around angrily and chucks the tabaxi friend at you.
Hello.
You do a dodge to see how well you do being hit in the face by a tabaxi.
Is that a dexterity
The
one?
dexterity one, yes.
Oh, that's 3.
You fail completely and get taken out by a tabaxi.
At least take me to dinner first.
19 is Right leg. Cross.
Oh.
As you're standing there, the tabaxi is thrown through your leg. It seems that somehow the intensity of the force literally snaps your leg clean from your body. And you sort of have that sort of cow in a landmine moment of going and falling off to the side.
I needed that.
You're now lying on your side on the floor with blood pouring from the top of your leg and your crumpled, twitching leg about several meters away from you. And a very confused, slimy and blood-covered tabaxi sort of looking around going, how did I get here?
So, is there a bridge over the jelly, or...?
So there seems to be a bridge, there just seems to be about a maybe half-meter gap on sort of either edge of the wall and then across. So you can walk around the edge of the pit, but there definitely seems to be something living in the middle of it.
The professor looks towards the ceiling. Is there something that can be hooked on the ceiling? If I throw a rope, perhaps.
I throw my fishing rod at the chandelier.
Okay, roll dexterity first one to get a good grip on it.
A fellow man of the sea, I see.
2 out of
6.
2 out of 6. You throw your fishing rod, you don't hook anything. Instead, your fishing rod roots deep into the slime and seems to hook something.
No, this time do not reel it in. We've tried that before. I'll tie a rope around my sextant and throw it to the chandelier.
Okay, roll dexterity to try and hook it onto the chandelier.
Natural 20.
Natural 20, you managed to pull this off with no problem at all, and it's secure enough you can swing on it.
Well, goodbye.
The professor swings across, despite having only one good arm.
Don't leave me here to die.
He's standing on the other side of the pits. You can pull the rope back to you if you want.
I mean, I can try and grab it, I suppose. I am lying on the floor with the leg off.
You are, yes.
What would
Everything's
be...
beginning to go grey for you.
What would be grab?
Roll for grab.
Just roll for grab, yes.
Roll for grab. Oh, that's 17 grab.
Yep, you managed to somehow grab the bottom of the rope.
To be fair, maybe I gave him a lift up so like he could reach.
Okay.
And then clung on for dear life to him to swing across that way.
I just like the idea that the rope's come across and he's lying on the ground holding the bottom of this rope
And now I'm
with
just
no momentum whatsoever.
Yeah.
Hop
Yes,
on one leg to gain momentum backwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're going to pull yourself back to your feet.
I would like to try using the rope as a means to pull myself up.
Okay. Let's say dexterity for that.
That one is the 12. That's a 6.
You manage to pull yourself back to your feet. You don't fall into the slime pit.
Fantastic.
Is Fritz going to try and tackle and jump onto the rope as well while it's this slide?
You can probably get more momentum than I can.
Sure, okay.
Okay. So you're running, use dexterity.
Hurry up!
That's a natural 6.
Natural
On a
6,
6.
no problem. You run, you jump, you basically like slide your legs over the head and shoulders of the poor Marvin and using like the bottom of a rope swing, you slide across with Barton's one leg draping in the slime all the way along, but you manage to get to the other side. So Marvin, you're now soaked in slime, everything is getting a bit dizzy for you. What are you going to do?
Just drag me along.
Are you going to dragon?
I'll be really honest with you. Last time he died, he just reappeared in the next room. So if you...
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, don't worry about it if you want. You know what I mean.
I think he's suggesting that we bank on the idea that we have more than one extra life.
You don't need to explain this to him.
What do you mean extra lines?
Nothing.
You
We
know
have but
how
one
when
line.
We died and then we came back with our bodies fully operational again.
Died? I didn't die.
Yes, you did.
I think I'd remember something like dying.
Okay, so are you going to help him off of the rope, or are you going to just let him slowly sink into the...
I will let him off the rope and cut off the end of my fishing rod that has now been caught by an octopus thing and hand it to him as a walking stick.
Right, okay.
Oh.
Bad decision. Okay.
I will attempt to hobble along.
Hobble along, okay.
Yes.
All three of you hobble your way out of this room.
Hey, I'm basically uninjured.
And although it has been a short game, this has been the Hall of Chaos. So, one last time, I just want to say thank you to my guests, and I'll just have them go around and do one last sort of plug of where to find them. So, starting with Nuno.
Hi again, everyone. I am Nuno. You can find me online, Twitter, Instagram, everything at jnunotex.
Hi, this is Matthew. I have the bad meme accounts at Fruit Spike and Moon on Instagram.
Yep, that's fine. And Belry.
Hello, I'm Marvin. I have my own gardening business if anybody needs their petunias looking after. Hit me up.
I think he meant the house
I
of
know.
God.
No, I've stopped trying it, Belry.
But then, like, my thing is, they're already gonna be there if they're listening to it.
So that's it with this one. This one will be the shortest one of all because we did have a couple of problems with starting. But thank you for listening. Good night.
Good night.
Right.